Right guys, I am on the motorway on the A3. Got a message on the dashboard to say that I was losing pressure on one of my tires, and it was happening quickly. Let's see what we've got. And that is my problem. And that was losing air really quickly, like very fast. You can actually hear it coming out. Painful. It was a pretty painless service, just clicking some buttons and calling BMW. I did press the SOS button, but apparently that's for emergency services. But nonetheless, they gave me a number to call to get their services out. And I'll tell you what they said to me in just a moment. But in the meanwhile, what I will say is this. Remember I did a video a while back, link at the top, where I mentioned the fact that I wish I had my run flat tires. Well, this is one of them times, and this is why. Because with run flat tires, I wouldn't be sat here on the motorway like a sitting duck. I'd still be able to chug on until I get to a much safer place like services. I'm near Cobham services, but I'm not going anywhere with that. And so that's one of the reasons why the run flat tires would be super important, but I don't have that, so that is completely flat. There's no moving that now. So I called BMW, and they are going to send out one of their people to come and sort the car out. And this is the thing that is a bit irritating. You can't plan for a puncture. It happens whenever it wants. I was on the M25 coming out of Reading, coming along the M25 when that happened. And whatever it is that's punctured that tire, I've put a nice big hole in it because of the fact that I went out and I can literally hear the air coming out of it, like it's properly coming out, and very quickly. So that's a pretty sizable hole. I am sure it's going to be a you need a new tire situation that's about to happen on the 2nd of December. So there's no getting away from that. That is happening. The thing that bugs me the most is I'm on the motorway. I'm not on a tiny road somewhere or anything like that. Everybody's passing me at 70 miles an hour. It's, you know, it's not cool to be in this sort of situation, and I'm sat in the car with my children. So it's a bit of a squeaky bum time. What they said to me though, which I think is the thing that's gonna bug me the most, is that when they do come to sort it out, is either of a couple of things gonna happen, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna go one way. They're gonna either, they don't normally go around with spare tires hanging in the back of the van. It's going to most likely be a situation where they come and replace the tire with a space saver tire so that I can then drive on to somewhere else and then get the tire repaired. Or, saving the fact that they can't do that, they're going to recover the car and take it to a BMW center, and then somebody will take me home because I was heading home. I am 60 odd miles away from home because obviously I live in Kent and I'm along the M25 here. So this is going to be a very interesting one. If they do recover the car, which I'm hoping that will not be the case, but if they do recover the car, today's Saturday, that's going to be a very interesting day for me next week. You know, interesting week for me next week to go back to find wherever the hell the car is, to pick it up and all that sort of stuff. All of that inconvenience just because I don't have run flat tires. So to those people who, you know, just think, I've got all sorts of comments on my video about that, about how it ruins the ride and this and that. And the point that I was making about it was a point of safety. I am on the motorway with a flat tire, and safety, that's completely out the window at the minute. At any point in time, and I'm hoping that doesn't happen, is one driver who's not paying attention plows into the back of this car, and then who knows where we'll all be at the minute. We can't come out and go anywhere because this is one of the fancy fandangled smart motorways, so or working out to be anyway. Lucky for me, I'm not in a live lane, I'm in a works lane, so I'll show you where I am at the minute. So I'm in one of those works lane there because they're doing road works on this motorway. So That's where I'm sat. So I at least have that little bit of protection, but I hope you get the point. Anyway, let's see what happens when someone turns up to sort this car out. Phone has just rung. Update from the BMW center. It turns out I'm only about a mile away from the center here, but it is Saturday afternoon, pretty late, so they're not fixing the car today. That is not happening. But what is going to happen is I'm going to be recovered to that center. Oh, can you see? Can't see through the window now. It's getting pretty cold in the car. I'm going to be recovered to the center. They're going to give me a hire car to use so that I can get home, and then as soon as my car is ready to be delivered, they're going to put it on a flatbed and then deliver it to my home and then collect the hire car. So yeah, all looking pretty good so far. I think it might be a 90-minute wait though, so yeah, that's a bit interesting. Okay, so it turns out that the highways agency saw me sat at the side of the road and they sent a truck to pick me up. So this is not BMW. I have to then now call BMW to let them know that I have moved from my position so that they can send someone to a different position for me. So there we are. That's the update. This is us inside of the truck. He's gonna take us off to Cobham Services and leave us there. So I'm here now at Cobham Services, just been dropped off, and now I am waiting for my pickup. So let me tell you what the update is. The update is as follows. They have ordered me a taxi. The taxi is gonna take me home, and then as soon as I get home, the rental company is gonna bring me a car. And the car that they're bringing today, believe it or not, is an X5, the E-Drive 45. So that's what they're bringing. But I had to take out the whole paint scratching insurance, mainly because, well, I live in the country, as you know, very narrow roads. And now with the winter set in, all the spines are sticking out. So I don't want to have to pay extra for that. So it is a £50 excess, and then I have to pay like £12 a day for a 12-day cap in case I scratch the paintwork. That's a big old car for some very narrow lanes. So there we are. But the only thing that I will pay for besides that will be the tire when BMW calls me on Monday and they replace the tire. So yeah, I anticipate this is pretty good. I think what I'm going to do though is I'll use the opportunity to change both back tires. There's no point just changing one and then I know they've got even threads on them. Again, you know, why do I pick BMW? Why? It's just because of things like this. You know, it's hassle free. Things go wrong with your car, they'll just come and sort it out, and it doesn't cost you any money. I'm not paying for the taxi, I'm not paying for the recovery, I'm not paying for the hire car, none of that stuff. All that's covered by them. All I'll pay for is the tire when the tire is ready. So there we are. Anyway, let me go inside, get the boys, because the taxi will arrive here shortly. Morning everybody. It's the day after the night before just gone, and I've been sorted out, I have to say. Let's go outside and see how I've been sorted out. BMW last night have dropped off an X5 for me, and it was really quite nice, you know, coming back to one of these like old style, I call it the old style split screen stuff like what they've got here. So that's what we come back to. So I've come in the car to do a little bit of filming, you know, just to talk about what this experience has been like. So last night, after being dropped home by a taxi, let's keep some light on in here. Yeah, after being dropped home by a taxi, we got nice and warm. And then before long, around 7:30, a driver showed up with this rental car that BMW have so graciously supplied for me to use while they sort out my car. Now, after 20,000 miles, I'm pretty sure that it's going to end up being that I'll need a new tire. But like I said, I'm probably going to do 2 new tires and just be done with it. And if I can afford it, I'll probably do all 4. But let's see what they say when they call me tomorrow. Now, as soon as we got in here, I had to take the driver back to the train station because he needed to go. And so you can see I've got like the child seat behind there. So the boys got in the car and they literally were like, "Oh, Dad, this is a nice car." You know, so it's got the boys' approval. I am not a person that like high-sided vehicles, so while this is a beautiful car, I'm not really a fan of, you know, big high vehicles. I like my car low to the ground, and so, you know, just get a really dynamic feel on the drive. There's some things I have in this car that I really miss on my car. So let me show you some of those. The presence of buttons. Look at that. Even the heated seat, push a button. On my car, you have to go through the screen. This old-fashioned style of the professional drive here, and as you can see as I touch it, it's going across there, like so. This is something I really miss in my car. I really used to use these quite a lot as a one-touch, straight away, touch that, you get your favorite radio station, or you're going to a specific address, or you're calling a specific person, and so on. Really did like that. I really did like my rocker switches as well. So it's really nice to see that back. Obviously, I'm using this opportunity to, you know, do a slight little review, a little comparison from my car and this one. On here, you can lower the ride height of the vehicle here, which is really good. All of this is just all the same. And obviously, this is a hybrid with the auto hold and adaptive and all that good stuff. But the other thing that I really like about it that I miss on my car, the steering column is electrically operated. So I don't really mind it so much, but the steering column is electrically operated, which was really nice. Morning all. Well, I thought I should make a quick video just to give you an update. Yes, I'm still in the X5, as you can see. And yeah, just arrived at work. Today is Thursday. It's been 5 days since I've been without my car. And I miss my car. I want my car back. So here's the update so far.
I'm the technician working on your vehicle today. Just a quick video update. So I've just carried out a complimentary, a visual health check on your car. I'm just going to run over your tyres and brakes and show the underneath of the vehicle. So starting with your passenger front tyre, we're roughly 4.4 millimeters of tread all across. So this is an advisory. They become an advisory and amber on the VHC sheet when they go below 4.6 millimeters. And just to give you a quick visual on how we measure these going forward, we use digital tread depth gauges. So 4.57, 4.58, 4.49, and 4.43. So I will be looking to get this tyre replaced in the near future, as BMW advised them to be replaced at 3 millimeters. And your driver's front tyre is actually currently just in good condition. So green on the health check at 4.6 on the inner tread, 4.8 on the middle, and 4.8 on the outer tread. Front brake disc and pads are in excellent condition. Front brake pads are currently measuring at about 10 millimeters, so less than 10% warm. And just to give you a visual on that, so new brake pads start around about 12 millimeters, and you are currently at 10. And as you can see there, you are well within the green, so nothing to worry about there. All of your front suspension components are visually sound. Springs, dampers, and lower arms are all good. Nothing I can see visually to report to you. And then just moving on to the rear of the vehicle, so high voltage battery covers the whole underfloor. So no visual signs or impact damage to the underfloor casing, and all the high voltage connectors are visually sound as well. Your rear suspension is also in good condition, nothing that I can see visually to report to you. Rear brake disc and pads are the same as the fronts, currently measuring 10 millimeters, so plenty of life left still on those, less than 10% warm. So passenger rear tyres getting very low, so 3.4 millimeters of tread all across, and you do have cords exposed on the inner edge, which is where the air is leaking out of, and the same goes for your driver's rear. Cords on the inner edge, and then 4 on the inner and outers, 3.6 on the middle, so definitely need to get these rear tyres replaced.
I can't get run flat tyres on the car because BMW has advised that it is not good for the electric motor. So that's what they told me. Whether or not that's true, that's what they told me. So I've made the executive decision to change all 4. Because I didn't want the Hancocks back, I have opted for the Pirelli P0s, star rated tires. apparently these tires are top notch, and they got the little lip to protect your alloys as well. So I'm used to Pirellis, so Pirelli P0s. That's what I've always had, but those were run flats. So anyway, so that's what I'm looking forward to. Driving the old bus, I miss my car, because, so first of all, when I'm finished with this car here, so that's you know, where the fuel gauge is right now. I have not charged it at all, so that's where the fuel gauge is. It's running on hybrid most of the times. I do like the lights, and this has got the matrix lights, and the matrix lights are top notch. I wish I had that on my car. I have to remind myself now how to go to a petrol station and put petrol in the car. It's been, what, 18 months since the last time I've done that. So that's a bit of a weird one, but we'll go ahead and get that done, because when I return this, it has to be filled up with petrol again. But yeah, it's taken a long time for BMW to sort themselves out. I thought I would have had my car back already. So yesterday on the phone with them, I was really sort of, please can I have my car back today, as in Thursday. So they've ordered the tires, they're gonna get them fitted today, but the lady couldn't tell me exactly what time that will be. And then when she's finished doing that, she needs to call BMW headquarters for them to bring a flatbed to pick the car up, deliver it to me, and then collect this car and take it back to them. So there we are. I don't miss driving a petrol car, because even though this is hybrid, obviously with the battery not being charged, the engine comes on every now and again, and you can hear the difference and feel it. This car vibrates a lot, even though that's a fairly quiet, I mean, before I got my electric car, I would have said that this is a very quiet engine. This engine is smooth and it's really quiet, but because I'm so accustomed to dead silence in the car and no vibration at all, I'm finding that I can actually hear that engine, and to me it's loud. So I have to turn the music up a little bit more, and I have to speak a little bit louder in the car and stuff like that, so I can hear it. I can also feel it. The whole car just vibrates when that comes on. I find I'm a bit more sensitive to that. I'm also sensitive to the lack of power. So this, you put your foot down a little bit and then you get a and then a push on, whereas in my car it's a bang straight in the back, you know. So I do miss that. I also think that this car isn't as insulated as my car. Now, I don't drive more than 40 miles an hour in this, because I'm not that far away from work. I'm 10 miles away, and I do mainly a few A roads and B roads. So it's not really that far I'm going, and I don't need to go that fast. But I do find that I can hear like stones like rattling in the wheel well and stuff like that, you know, and those are sounds that I have not been used to over the last 18 months. So it's really weird, like hearing all these things. Anyway, fingers crossed I get my car back today, because I miss it. Despite all of its faults, I miss it. So I just want to get it back and then return the X5. This car is not for me. I do like my car. Low to the ground, sport back, and a bit of a scalpel, not necessarily an axe, and this is an axe. Anyway, let's hope I get the car back today, eh? I am so happy I have my car back. Life is great. They brought it back with about 30% battery, but that's what they picked it up with when they picked me up on the motorway. So I've got the car back. The Pirelli tires look really good. The profile is really nice on the car. My only qualm with it is that, you know, you have that lip on the front wheel, but it's not so pronounced on the back wheel. It almost looks as though it's stretched on the back wheel. I don't know if that's how it's been designed. The lip is there, but it's not as pronounced as on the front wheel. So the tires look like, you know, it's not from the same set. But nonetheless, Drove the car for the first time yesterday. The Pirelli tires were pretty good. It was raining quite a lot yesterday, so they look really good. They're not run flats, but that's okay. Now I understand what I'm dealing with. It's easier to work with what I've actually got. So the X5, while it was really nice having it and it kept me mobile, it literally was just too big. For where I live in the country, it was just too big. I had some hairy moments going down those narrow lanes where the tractors have just cut the hedge and you got like sharp spines sticking out like that, and you just sort of breathing in as you try to trundle this bus down these narrow lanes. I was just so uneasy driving it because all I'm worried about is scratching it. I'm worried about scratching my own car, but I'm not so worried about scratching my own car because it's mine. So if anything goes wrong, I can go down the road, or not even go down the road, make a phone call, someone shows up at my house, deal with my scratches, and then I'll be okay. Anyway, the last thing I'm going to say about the X5 is the fact that, you know, they said I needed to give it back with a full tank. Now, I do about 100 miles a week, so I have done nearly 100 miles in that. And I watched that needle come down to just near like the 3/4 mark. So it really was, what, 25 liters I've used. I checked it. Cost me about £30 to fill it back up. And when the tank is full, the X5, even in hybrid mode, was giving me just near 400 miles of range. And in my car, I pay £2.50 to £4 to fill up that battery from about 30%, and it can take me a whopping great big, well, now that the temperature is a little bit cold, 300 miles. So no brainer. If you're a person watching my video and you are worried about getting an electric car, let me tell you, just get it, because you're going to save so much money in getting around for fuel. You're not paying any tax at the minute still. I'm sure that at some point it will come in, but for now, you're not paying any tax, and you have a lot of power to play with under your right foot. Like, it literally is go straight away. So many times in the X5, I'm trying to come out of a busy junction, and I literally have to wait for that long gap in the traffic because it's a big old bus and it doesn't give you the power straight away. So you can't really risk pulling out if you see like a tighter space to get into. Not that you should be driving irresponsibly, you know what I mean. You know, it's a big enough space for you to get out without causing anyone any headache. With my car, it's easy all day long, every day. With the X5, you just gotta wait. And I almost forgot what driving like that felt like because it's been such a long time. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching the video. Thank you for following me on my experiences. £963 and 4 tires later, there we are. So there we go. I will see you guys on the next video. Peace out.